All right, so happy Thursday. Let's talk about what we have going on today because next week we are going to shift gears and do a little bit of a fishbowl discussion, a time to kind of take off your AP Psych student hat and a chance to talk about intelligence in a way that hopefully feels more practical and relevant to you. And I'm really excited that you're going to be doing this conversation with Dr. Chapineau because I know that she'll also have a lot of great input for you guys. Before we dive into that, let's talk about what everything is looking like for the end of the week, okay? So in class today, or for homework over the long weekend, I want you to complete the College Board Unit 5 assessment. This is not a test. It's not being graded like a test. It's being graded for completion. It's basically that practice test that we've been taking every unit so far, okay? It is going to have questions about all of Unit 5, so kind of also taking you back into Semester 1, so don't freak out. You have two options for this. You can take it like a real assessment just to see how you do, or you can take it open note or with a classmate and kind of take notes as you go. It's up to you. Once again, I'm grading this on completion, not by the score that you get at the end, but obviously take it as seriously as possible, okay? Other things for homework over the long weekend is to prepare for the fishbowl discussion, which we'll get to in a minute. And then finally, you need to be wrapping up your intelligence worksheet and your Unit 5 Part 2 FRQ. This is due Friday at midnight, so you're just going to want to go ahead and submit those to Schoology. Hopefully, though, most of you guys are kind of coming to a place where you'll be in a good spot at the end of class today to submit at least one or both of them, okay? So, additionally, over the weekend for homework, it looks like we've covered all of this. Just really wanting to make sure you do that Unit 5 assessment by Tuesday, January 18th, since we don't have school on Monday. And just putting it on your radar one more time, our Unit 5 Part 2 test is on January 20th. So the next class after the fishbowl discussion, it's going to be 45 multiple choice test questions. And like I believe we talked about earlier in the week, this will be open note since it is your first College Board real deal test. Okay, let's dive into looking at the fishbowl discussion. So you can find this on Schoology, and I'm not going to read it word for word because that would be boring, and you guys can easily do that. But it's really centered on modules 40 and 41. And like I said earlier, it's a chance to stop being so theoretical, even though hopefully you take what you've learned and bring it to the discussion. It's a chance to kind of just get to informally talk about intelligence and how you guys feel about it, and how it impacts you guys as students and people who are applying to college. These are some of the questions I'd like you guys to consider. So in your opinion, what is intelligence, and is there a difference between being intelligent and being smart? And what are the different types of smart that there are? You can have somebody who's street smart, but who doesn't really do well in school, or vice versa. Can you be intelligent if you try hard enough? Or is intelligence something that we're born with? We're born with a specific aptitude to be smart or not? I don't know. It's for you guys to think about. What does it mean to be emotionally intelligent? Can emotional intelligence be learned? And if so, how? If not, why? Should we use tests like the IQ to measure intelligence? If not, why? And if yes, in what circumstances? How can aptitude tests like the SAT or the ACT impact a student's academic future? My guess is you guys have a lot of thoughts on that. Should we use them? If not, why not? If yes, in what circumstance? In what ways have you felt that schools kill creativity and genuine curiosity by focusing too much on grades, tests, and achievements? Do we do that at Carondelet? I don't know. You'll have to tell me. Which has a greater impact on our intelligence, nature, or nurture? In other words, our inborn genetics or the environment and the people that we were raised around? What environmental factors do people face or experience that negatively impact their cognitive ability? I believe the book goes a little bit into neglect, but obviously we know that not all schools are built equally. So how do some people have a better chance than others? And what social implications exist because of that? And then finally, in what ways might racism, sexism, and prejudice play a factor in assessing intelligence? There's a lot there, so hopefully you guys will spend some time on that. So the discussion, it's going to look a lot like it did when we did our Talking to Strangers discussion. Half of our students will start in the inner circle. In this case, third period students with the last names K through Z will go first. And in my seventh period, students with the last name of J through Z will go first. Dr. Chapino is going to assign 4 random questions to you guys to discuss, while the outer circle is going to listen and post on a Schoology discussion board. All of the instructions will be posted on the day of. I don't want to spend a ton of time discussing that since you guys have done this before, okay? After our K through Z and our J through Z students discuss for a half hour 4 of the random questions from above, we'll switch seats, we'll take a little break, switch seats, and then our students with the last names of A through J in my third period and A through H in my seventh period will discuss the other 4 questions. Once again, students on the outer circle will post to a Schoology discussion board. All of the instructions will be there for you guys, so it should be fairly clear, okay? Requirements for the discussion are here. You basically want to try to talk at least 2 times. If you know that you really like to be chatty, you also want to be mindful that you are letting others in and making space for them. We're going to practice respect, inclusion, and open-mindedness, which I think you guys do on a daily basis anyway. And finally, I did upload some additional resources in a folder in Unit 6 titled Intelligence Fishbowl Resources. These are just some additional resources outside of the textbook to help you kind of think about and get ready for some of these questions, okay? So I definitely wish that I was going to be there to listen to you guys do this, but I know that you're going to be great. If you have any questions, please talk to Dr. Chapinow or email me and I can make sure that it gets to the right place. Okay, so that's going to be everything you need to know for Tuesday, January 18th, and then you're getting ready for our first College Board assessment, 45 multiple choice test questions on January 20th. Okay, have a great rest of the day and enjoy the long weekend.